Hey guys, it's Brandon. So real quick, some more fun information, connecting some dots. I read a little while ago that the Z06 C8 is no longer offered in Australia. So it was there for a very brief moment of time, if you think about it, because they didn't get theirs till like a year later, and now they're not getting them at all. So I do a little bit of digging, talk to some Australian friends who are very big vet guys, know what's going on. They say, it's funny you bring that up, Brandon, because we've been watching your channel about this emission stuff, and we started putting two and two together about here in Australia. I said, what do you mean? They said General Motors never actually emission tested the Z06s in Australia. I was like, what do you mean? They said they kind of like lied to the government, if you will, and they said that the Z06 is a package where it has the same motor as the 6.2. They said the 6.2's passed emissions, but General Motors did not want to submit a Z06 to Australia for emission testing. So that's why there's no longer Z06s in Australia, is because there has never been a Z06 that's passed emissions in Australia. They avoided the test altogether. They charged the moon for them, made them super rare, because they knew they were only going to get away with doing that for about a year before they got caught. And that's exactly what happened. So basically it was sold in Australia for a year until the Australian government said, this isn't the same motor. This isn't a package on the Stingray. This is a whole different fucking car. We need this car to be emission tested. Otherwise, no more are coming into the country. And instead of General Motors say, okay, here's a car, so we can make tons of money, because General Motors makes a fortune when they export those things to Australia. You know, they're making like, instead of $150,000 for a Z06, they're $250,000 US dollars over there. Like, this is crazy. So General Motors knows that car's not emission compliant. It's just how many counts of reasons is it not? That's the question. And I have a feeling it's more than one. I have a feeling it's two or three different counts where it can be violated, and they didn't want Australia to do an official write-up on why it doesn't pass. And I'm not talking about, oh, there's too much carbon dioxide coming out the back, the tailpipe. I'm not talking about that, guys. I'm talking about check engine lights not illuminating when they're supposed to. I'm talking about detonation. I'm talking about serious shit. Where GM probably, in my opinion, had to pay somebody to turn a blind eye here in the States to get the thing authenticated for emissions, whereas in Australia they don't want to take that risk. They don't want to expose themselves. But that's okay, because you know what Australia's going to have a bunch of? Hyundai Genesis GTs. There's going to be a bunch of those over there, because they are a huge Hyundai Genesis country. Australia is. They got tons of them over there, more than the United States. Like per capita, Hyundai is huge over there. So again, if the emissions people are in anybody's pockets, they're going to be in Hyundai and those kind of people's pockets in Australia. So if you go trying to convince the EPA people to let the few C8 Z06s slide, it's not even going to be worth the money you'd have to fork out to probably pay somebody off. And you run the risk that if it doesn't work out, those people go and tell Hyundai, Kia, and then Hyundai, Kia, and Volkswagen, everybody can get the Z06s stop sale in the United States here because they're so in violation of emissions, in my opinion. My observation of my personal car. Don't worry, guys. I have videos to substantiate what I'm talking about. I'm waiting. We're gonna wait a minute here. See ya.